Alright guys, it's Justin again with another completed kit video. As you can see before you, it's been a long time coming, but it's finally here. The Master Grade Blue Frame Second Revise is finally complete. This is part of a build-off with my friend Dan. I'll definitely be sure to link below to his blog so you guys can check his completed red frame out. I spent the past, what feels like an eternity. It's probably been somewhere between 2 weeks to a month, I think, working on this guy. But I'm very happy with the way that he came out. You know, trying the metallic blues was a bit of a challenge, and it was something a little different than I'm not really used to doing, but I'm very happy with the way it came out. The pre-shading was also kind of new. I'm very happy with that. And I tried using Mr. Mark Setter and Mr. Mark Softer for the decals, and those for the most part came out pretty nice. There were a couple tiny mishaps in that department, but I think as a whole everything looks just about the way that I wanted it to. And in some cases I would say some things came out better than I had hoped. So you know, you can't really beat that, I don't think. So yeah, this is the completed kit. This isn't going to be the final pose. This isn't going to be the way that I display them or anything like that. I just wanted to kind of shoot a little intro to this before I kind of showed him off, I guess. You know, he is this kit is, as far as I understand, or as far as I know, is basically an identical build to the red frame. The only differences being the differences in the kits themselves, or the suits themselves. So you're gonna get slightly different legs, slightly different shoulders, a different head sculpt, and then your tactical arms is gonna be slightly different. So I do highly recommend this kit to anybody who wants just an immensely fun build. I think these are the pinnacle. This is the best Master Grade that I've built, and it was just a pleasure to paint, and it was a pleasure to build, and just the amount of detail crammed into this guy is immense. A lot of people say that the Senenju is the best. I haven't built one yet, but you know, we'll see what happens when I get to that. But I think as far as overall look, and even despite kind of, I don't want to say the age, because this kit isn't that old. It was made in 2009. But you know, despite being kind of like a mirror version of another kit, just like the Mark II kit, where there's basically just two of them. You know, it's a really cool build, and it's pretty unique in its own ways. Excuse me. So I'm gonna cut this, and I'm gonna, I guess, do some posing, or not really posing, but kind of show off some stuff. So I'll see you guys in a second. Alright, and here he is standing all by his lonesome. You know, he is the blue frame. So the way that I went about this is I had planned on making his frame and stuff metallic anyway, but I wasn't really sure what I was going to do with the white pieces. I was probably going to just paint them and flat coat them and all that, but I decided that might look a little, it might create a little too much contrast just to have a flat white armor against a dark metallic, and that's where I decided that, you know, I would go ahead and try pre-shading. And this is my first time pre-shading. I've never done anything like this before, and I think that it came out incredibly well. There's still some mistakes. You can see, like, there's a little my airbrush decided to spray. It's not super like even. There's a couple spots where I guess I sat too long and it started to you know, started to run a little bit. But all in all, I'm very happy with this paint job. The only other thing that I kind of did wrong is like my shoulder pieces here. When I sprayed the paint, it just kind of went everywhere and it didn't really cover anything, so I had to go in with a brush, and it ran a little bit on there too, but I cleaned it up the best that I could. Excuse me. And that's what that looks like. So all the decals were water slides. They were all applied, and then I used Mr. Mark's Setter and Mr. Mark's Softer to, I guess, adhere them better. The best example is this, and this is actually the first one that I did. It came out the best. It leveled out really nicely. There wasn't any silvering, and it's on a weird curved surface of all things. So like I can bend this knee all the way, and you can see the split, and you can see all the stuff inside, and the decal itself isn't like jacked up or anything like that. So I'm really glad that at least that one came out. The one on the chest was also I was a little worried about, but that came out. The ones on the side of the head I wasn't as pressed on, but they were also on a slightly curved surface, so there would have been like some bubbles and stuff like that. I didn't get to apply the ones that had the stripe, because when I sat my stripe decal in the water, it actually like disintegrated, and these are the official Bandai water slides. So I'm guessing that someone had like folded the package or something like that, and there was, or maybe it was just like a manufacturing error. So because of that, I decided just to not worry about even trying this one. I was just gonna get the ones that kind of looked the best to me out of the package. So I got like the warning labels, and I think these look really good. The ones on the tail fin, these little ones right here on the back. There's ones on the arm in some various spots. So you know, I got some warning labels and stuff like that on here. I forgot to put one on the cockpit hatch. I top coated it, and then I went back and sat down at my desk, and I was like, no, how did I forget this? But yeah. Excuse me. So next, I painted up my pilot figure. As I showed you guys before, came out immensely better than I had hoped, and yeah, these are just fun little guys to paint. You know, it only takes a few minutes to get it out of the way. It took me a little longer this time around because I was trying to get it all on camera, and I was trying to show you guys how I do it and take my time and stuff like that. So, but normally it's only like a 5 or 6 minute process, and it's done. And then the last thing is the tactical arms, which this was admittedly the quickest piece of the entire build, because Dan messaged me, and he's like, I'm done, or I messaged him, and I told him, you know, I'm almost done. I wanted to know where he was at, and he's like, I'm pretty much done too. He needed to top coat or something like that. So I only had a couple pieces left. Like, all this was done except for like the clear blues, and I just went ahead and pushed those right through, and they came out really well. And I actually did these a little bit different than I did the ones on the frame. I didn't prime the blue pieces for this. I actually just hit them with the gloss black, and then the candy silver base, and then the clear blue, and they look you know, very reflective. So it's almost like the black base coat is almost like a primer in itself. So I think anytime I do metallics again, like strong metallics like this, I'm going to use that as a quote, I guess, like a primer coat instead of priming it. So that's one less step that I'll have to worry about, because priming everything and then gloss blacking and then silvering and then everything else like that, it just got to be a little bit of a pain. So this is the tactical arms, and as you can see, this is what I was talking about with decal mishaps. You know, sometimes these guys, you have to be very careful and make sure that the water slides are completely dry. Another thing is, I live with my grandparents, and I was in the process of doing this, but because this was a flat, like, two-sided piece, I wanted to let these ones dry before I applied the ones on this side. Well, I guess my grandfather came up here and thought that I had a bunch of trash on my desk and threw away the other half of these decals. So I only have them on this side, which is kind of a bummer, but what can you do? I was a little upset about it, but I guess I'll get over it. So yeah, that's my completed blue frame. You know, he's all done. Here's his armor Schneiders. You can see like some of the piston stuff inside his torso. You know, he's got really good flexibility. I'm not going to move him around too much because I don't want to chip my paint up before I take any pictures. But I guess that's a good segue into what's next. I'm going to go ahead and slip a slideshow into here the best I can. It's not going to be the best thing in the world, but you know, you guys should definitely check it out. It's going to be, hopefully it'll be in full HD, just like the rest of this video should be. So if you guys haven't watched any of my videos in HD, they're available up to 1080p. So I hope you guys enjoy the slideshow. Thanks for watching, and thanks for, I guess, cheering me on and sticking through the entire build. You guys have really helped me kind of push this thing to the next level, and I'm really excited to get started on my next build and show you guys what's going on with that. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Did you know our things were good?